So we've all been there. We're scrolling through Instagram. We see these pictures of these models who are tanned and toned and tea sipping. We're like, how is this real life? Well, according to Instagram star Essena O'Neal, it's not. She is shedding light on the paid post, fake tans, and filters that consist of an Instagram star's life. Now, O'Neal, 18, is an Australian who had built up a massive social following, and she announced last week that she's leaving it all behind, stating in an Instagram post, "Social media, especially how I used it, isn't real. It was never my conscious intention, but I deluded a lot of people. Call it deception, manipulation, lying, not saying the whole truth. I was both addicted to social approval and terrified no one would value me for myself. So I rewrote the captions of these false photos with short shots of reality." Now, most of the photos have been deleted, but what remain have new captions, one that exposed the truth about the photo, from how she really felt when taking it, to where the clothes actually came from, to how much she was paid. So I'm going to show you some of these now. This one says, "Not real life. Only reason we went to the beach this morning was to shoot these bikinis because the company paid me. Also, I looked good to society's current standards. I was born and won the genetic lottery. Why else would I have uploaded this photo?" Now, the next one here says, "Paid for this photo. If you find yourself looking at Instagram girls and wishing your life was theirs, realize you only see what they want. If they tag a company, 99% of the time it's paid. There's nothing wrong with supporting brands you love, but this has no purpose." Another one here says, "Spray tan, paid promotional tee, barely any clothes. I was 15. This is what I thought was inspiring. Values were my body, my likes, and pleasing others. Physical appearance is so deceptive. Camera angles, filters, time of day, tan." The next one here says, "This is what I like to call a perfectly contrived candid shot. Nothing is candid about this. I felt the strong desire to pose with my thighs just apart, hashtag thigh gap, boobs pushed up, hashtag VS double padding top, and face away because obviously my body is my most likable asset." She says, "I think ridding myself from all these distractions I've lived with so long, useless scrolling time on social media, obsession on appearance, hyper-sexualized and contrived forms of media, TV, music, has forced me to really reach in. It's scary and overwhelming how much of my life isn't real life. It's screens and images. I filled most of my reality and day with contrived artificial ideas of living. I didn't realize I had an addiction to social media and my appearance until I removed my phone and makeup." Now, she's created a site called letsbegamechangers.com to inspire other young people to disconnect from their social media-driven lives and get a grip on what really matters. So this is obviously different for a lot of people who are active on Instagram or any other social media. And she's now 18. She's been doing this obviously since she was 15. She had a huge following. So I am very impressed that she's kind of stepping away from all of that, you know, fame and making money from that and being real about what's going on here on Instagram.
There's things I like about this story, and then there's things I definitely don't like about this story, because it's great that she's exposing the truths about Instagram, and this is common knowledge for people like us because we work in social media, and I always assume that other people know this. But for those who don't, the fact that she's exposing the truth about like paid placements and stuff like that, that's great. The fact that she's talking about not perpetuating that whole like your body gender issues and all that other stuff, that's also great. However, she is a little kooky.
Oh, really? Why?
Okay, so she is kooky, not in the sense that, like, not only is she, like, she's turned vegan as well, and this is another aspect of it. No, just listen. No, absolutely. That's not the kooky part.
Okay.
She went a little, and this is something that none of the other outlets ever mentioned, and you'll hear it here first on the Young Turks, is that, like, she went back and, she recaptioned all of her photos, and that's all great. And you never see on the articles the kind of weird parts, like the weird captions that she also had. Like, for example, she had one about scrambled eggs and bacon, which is a great, delicious choice of food. She captioned that as, like, chicken period, scrambled with pig flesh. Or there's another one with chocolate where she's like, "This was poison and violence, and I know it now." And it seems to me like, again, we're selecting certain parts of her Instagram to be like, oh, she's promoting these great values. I get that. But then also negating the fact that there are some things going on there that's just making me a little uneasy about her mental state overall.
Well, okay. I think there was I sensed something a little bit that made me uneasy too, not to the degree that Haas did.
Oh, I have more to
okay,
add
oh boy.
later on.
Okay, so
Hour 3 of the Young Turks.
so this is really weird, but I feel like she was not being nice to the advertisers. Okay, now
Yeah.
Okay, now let me explain. Because like, well, you don't need to be overly nice to advertisers. Of course, we get that, but like, she made a deal with them, you know, and so she's gonna show their dresses and their bikinis and stuff like that. And I feel like she's going back on that now and be like, I can't believe you made me wear that bikini, right?
I know.
But they didn't make you, they paid you for that, right?
Right.
On the other hand, I like that she's truth-telling and she's saying, hey, if you see me like this and this and I'm looking away and she's like, dude, that's contrived. Why do you think I took that shot? And of course I'm getting paid. But a lot of people don't know that, right?
Right.
So I like that she's exposing that. And the thing that kind of flipped me over to her side definitively is that she was 15. You know what I'm saying? She didn't know.
Okay.
Like, so at 15, 16, you're not supposed to figure it out. And it is kind of weird that we hypersexualize 15-year-olds with the body shots and stuff, right?
Yeah, but let's be real here. These girls are getting paid, and there's a lot of women out there, and men, of course, too, who are getting paid to be Instagram models and things like that. But here's the thing is, like, is there something so wrong with that? Is there something was so
That's a
wrong
good
that,
question,
you know, if you're able to attain all of these followers and then get paid for it, I'm not, you know, I don't think she was in the wrong in any sort of sense of that when she posted these. What I think is wrong is, you know, the same thing we talk about with Facebook. When you look, you only see the positive and the happy aspects of other people's lives. And so if you're not sort of looking at these with a critical eye, you're going to be like, oh, God, my life sucks. I'm not as skinny as this person. I'm not always at the beach. I'm not, you know, drinking tea talks or whatever they're all called and things like that. So you're going to feel bad about yourself. And that I think is negative. And I'm glad she's shedding a light so that people don't have to feel bad when they're looking through these things. But with your comment about the vegan thing, okay, so she changed her mind about bacon. Like, that doesn't mean she's
but no, but I'm just saying it's a little. No, okay. There's saying that you're a vegan, and then there's calling chicken. Or eating scrambled eggs. I ate chicken. Period. It just shows something. But then that's not even the big point here. The actual point that I was going to make is that she's kind of a hypocrite because she gave up on social media, and then what did she do? She started another blog where she posts daily videos. Okay, granted, she doesn't have makeup on them this time, but she posts daily videos, photos, and blog posts on her blog, directing the traffic from her social media to that blog. Now,
but it's about truthful social media rather
okay.
than.
Well, then listen to this. Another thing that none of the other publications have looked at, which blew my mind when I saw it, is the support me tab. And she's like, there's going to be no paid placements on my website ever. Like, I'm just going to talk about the truth, but support me, please.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
She's asking. She's like, no. If you read the support me tab, you're like, what the fuck?
Well, what do we do? I mean, on the Young Turks, we say, like, we're truth tellers.
I understand.
Everybody needs money.
I get that. But I understand that completely. But then you're doing exactly the same thing that you were initially doing, where you're asking, the way she asks is like, oh, I don't know, like, I can't really sustain myself because, like, I bought all these nice things with the Instagram money that I was making by putting bathing suit photos out there, but I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to tell the truth. But, like, you know, guys, just give me money. It would be great.
No, I don't think that's hypocritical at all. I think that makes sense. She's like, I used to do it and kind of deceive you by not telling you that these are all paid sponsors, right? Now I'm not doing that, so I'm asking you to help me. I mean, you just put a spin on it by giving her this voice, and then all of a sudden, isn't she a hypocrite? No,
she's still talking about she's still promoting a lifestyle. This is just a different one that she finds the views to be authentic, right? And I don't think it's any different than like Ty Lopez, that guy that's always on the videos on YouTube, like the ads that come up. He's like, hey, watch this is my Lamborghini. Like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that ad. He's another scam artist. And I think either she is young and a little foolish, and that's why she's going out and asking for money again because for her content that she's going to be putting out, or she's just genuinely very smart and kind of a scam artist by promoting this lifestyle.
Crazy.
I don't think so.
Crazy.
At all.
Scam artist.
Okay, here comes J.R.J. Jackson.
So
voice of reason. in monster headphones.
Haas might even be a little bit underplaying this.
What?
Oh my God! Shock the world.
I don't know, man. It's not like this is anything new. Models have been around since forever. A model or a TV personality goes on a commercial or these things called magazines that no one reads anymore and sells an ad. But they don't have to put a disclaimer, this model got paid for this advertising. It's a fucking ad. How do you not know that that's an advertising? If you don't know it, who cares? That's your problem. They have to go and tell you, yeah, so they paid me $3,500 to put up these 10 pictures in this bikini saying, go to so-and-so swim and get this bikini. That's an ad. You can't read that or you're an idiot. So if you can't pick up that an ad is there, that's your fault. And if you miss an ad, who's murdering themselves over an ad? Yes, there's problems in the model industry as far as the whole thing about making girls think they're supposed to be super skinny. But again, this isn't new, and this doesn't have to be a confession where you go, I've seen the light going to the nunnery.
Yes.
No longer going to go through this horrible, murderous industry called modeling. It's always happened.
No.
We're overplaying the social media. That's all.
I think there's a huge difference between having an ad and saying that somebody was paid to be in that ad and to wear those clothes, and then to presenting yourself on social media with your name saying this is my life, and then putting those things forward, because then you are being deceptive to some sort.
But this is a new industry. This is a new form of entertainment.
And she's saying, here's what's wrong with this new industry.
And I agree.
And
That's
look,
great. That's great that she did
This is how
that.
I've come out of it, and this is the message I want to send. Support me in this message. Nothing wrong with that.
But we're all in online media, so we know how ads work. But most people don't. Right?
I agree.
So, like, for example, when we made fun of this on the show, Kim Kardashian went to the Gulf, Persian Gulf, right? And she's like, oh my God, great dentist here that I went to. I'm like, you did not go to a dentist in Bahrain, okay? It's so obviously paid for, but it's obvious to us, but it's not obvious to a lot of people, right?
I understand.
So she's shedding a light on that. But don't get me wrong, I'm really split on it, because I don't think it's that wrong to show your body on Instagram. Like, I don't think it's,
No, it's
like,
not.
okay. And it's also not wrong to be against it. Right, like, so I'm not judging her for what she did when she was 15 and 16 and getting paid for the modeling and this. I'm also not judging her for being 18 and changing her mind and being a vegan and saying this is a little scammy and I just want you guys to know what's up. But like the most important thing is if you're going to do ads, you really got to be clear about it. So anyway, JR, those are great looking headphones. So monsterproducts.com/TYT. But I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying.
This is just my everyday life. I wear these headphones. I keep them on me. You know.